Okay, hello guys. I have something I think is really interesting. I'm going to leave links below for what I'm going to talk about here, but I was just perusing the internet, and as you all know, I'm into vintage and antique crochet, and I was looking up some stuff and I came upon this blog of what they're calling the real history of crochet, where a historian weighs in. And I'm going to leave a link below to that vlog. But on that vlog, so none of this is, I take no credit for any of this. All of this was gathered up by the person who put this blog together. I'm simply sharing it with you. This isn't my knowledge. This isn't my studying or anything of that nature. So here we have the first English crochet patterns appearing in a book by Jane Gaughan in 1840. So crochet apparently, now this is me just kind of lazily summarizing what you will find on the blog, sorry. Crochet used to be called tambour or tambour, and it was just chain stitches, and it was primarily used for finishing a piece or for making rugs and things of that nature. Here is the first pattern ever written that uses the term crochet. It is a French pattern. It is a French word. Crochet is a French word. And for crochet is not a technique or a style. It simply means a hook. It's all it means is hook. Here is what a There we go. Here's what we would probably call an old crochet hook, but these were tambour or tambour hooks. And it says here, flat hook used for shepherd's knitting. Shepherd's knitting, now this I did know from reading in a 1846 book. A shepherd's stitch is a slip stitch. And shepherd's stitch in that book I learned is only used for creating cuffs or finishing, like a finishing. So flat hook used for shepherd's knitting. Figure A shows an upside down bent nail being used as a hook. Isn't that interesting? Which was an alternate way for soldiers to use shepherd's knitting. Isn't that interesting? So, and this is what, and it says further on, let's see if it explains the flat hook or if I left that out. Yeah, it's so what I read about the flat hook, you can get them in different widths so that you can control the tension. Isn't that interesting? So it says here above where the first ever crochet pattern featuring the word crochet and not tambour is. The art of crochet as we know it, let me start over again. The art of crochet as we know it today did not become known as crochet in the English-speaking world until 1837 in Britain. A book of knitting instructions called The Ladies' Knitting and Netting Book. Now, if you go to that blog, you can click this link, but you're only going to find one crochet pattern in there, and this is it. I went and looked at that book. It's predominantly all knitting. You can read it here. Yes, you can click on that, but she has it right here if you didn't want to waste your time with that. Unless you're a knitter, then it wouldn't at all be a waste of time. First used the term crochet in a purse pattern, although the entire book is written in English and gives patterns for all sorts of knit accessories and home decor items. There is one crochet pattern written in French for a purse. And yes, it is written in French, but the person who made this blog was very kind to translate it as best they could from Victorian era French into modern English. So this is not my pattern. I don't take credit for translating this. This is all the author of the blog. So I really encourage you guys to go check out her blog. So we're going to make this. We are going to try to make this. I say try. We're also going to make this. And this is the first English pattern appearing in a book. So we're going to try to make both of these. And here it explains single tambour or chain stitch. This is worked by drawing one loop through the other. It is seldom used It is seldom used, save for open purses and sometimes for muffetes, shoes, and etc. So it's going to say here, cast on 160 single chain stitches. You don't have to cast onto anything like knitting. It just means to make 160 chains. Okay, so I looked at this pattern a little bit. It actually looks, I'm a little bit confused by it because we are diving into a whole new world of terminology here. So we are learning this together. So we're going to work both of these patterns, but I just thought this was way too interesting to not share with all of you and get this girl some traffic over to her blog, because she did a lot of work and reaching out to a historian on the topic. And I think that deserves some eyeballs. Ours. Okay, let's get into this. Which one should we do first? The French? The French one is the oldest one. So I think we should do the French one. So here we go. Let me get some material. Okay, so the materials I'm going to go with is this number 3 cotton. This is from Thread Art, crochet thread, size 3. And I'm going to use this 2.75 millimeter hook. Okay, so we're going to begin with 8 stitches. I believe that's going to be 8 chains. Now this says using a double stitch. Now in UK terms, a double crochet is a US single crochet. This pattern is from 1840. So when they say double stitch, knowing that a tambour is a slip stitch, I genuinely believe this is the birth of the UK double crochet, ultimately leading to the US single crochet. So begin with 8 stitches. I'm going to assume 8 chains. In the first round, you must increase in each stitch until you finish with 16 stitches. The rule is to increase 8 stitches in each round. That's something that we're familiar with working in the round. For a medium length, increase until there are 100 stitches. For a shorter one, 80 stitches. Always work 1 round plain between each increase round. So when they use the word plain, bear in mind, this is a translation. So I think we are working with single crochet. We know from our other 1840s patterns that plain is a US, translates to a UK double crochet, US single crochet. And I really think that's what this is. So it looks like we're going to do 1 round of increases and then 1 round of no increases. And then 1 round of increases. 8 stitches in each round. We're starting with 8 going up to 16, so yes. So here we go. Oh, that's my microwave. I'll be right back. Okay, so let's start with the chain of 8. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Join to form a ring. Now, since this is a purse, I want to be able to cinch the bottom of this completely closed. I won't work in the stitches. I'm going to work around them. So chain 1, and I'm going to work 8 single crochet around this ring, bearing my tail along the way so I can use it as a drawstring. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that is my first stitch there. Yeah. And then I could just pull on this and close that up, and then I can use the tail to finish sewing that shut in the end. Now, we're going to increase until we have 16 stitches. So that's going to be 2 single crochet into every stitch around. Now, in the Victorian era, your single crochets or UK double crochets were always worked in the back loop only unless otherwise instructed. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm also, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, and 16. Now, just based on our history with these patterns, I don't think we're meant to join. I think we're meant to just dive right in and start working our next round up. The next round up should be just plain single crochet, no increases. So that's what I'm going to do. 1 and 2. Nope. Sorry. So let me go ahead and get a stitch marker here and mark my first stitch of every round. There we go. That way I know when my round ends. 1, 2, 3. I'll be right back. That is 16 around. Now this is going to be, and I need to, hang on. My thread kept kinking up on me. So we have to increase 8 stitches in each round. It said in each round. See, this is where the wording is gonna, the rule is to increase 8 stitches in each round. For medium, increase until there are 100. For shorter, 80. Always work 1 round plain between each increase round. So it's not in each round, it's just in each increase round. So every other round we need to increase by 8 stitches. So let's start off with our first increase of this round. 1 and 2 single into the same stitch. Mark my first one. Then 1 single into the next. 2 into the next. 1, 2, 1 into the next. 2 into the next. So I'm going to continue to work this all around, 1 into the next, and then 2 into the next. I will be right back. Okay, now in this next round, we're going to work our increases. So let's start with our first increase into the first stitch. 1 and 2. And we're going to work 1 single crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. 1, 2. In the third stitch over, we work an increase. 2 single into the same stitch. Then we work 2 single crochet in a row. 1, 2, and in the third stitch over, we work the increase. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to work this all around. Okay, now this next row, we just maintain the stitch count. And we'll keep doing this over and over. So the next row after this one, we're going to increase again, and we will work 3 single crochet in a row, and then an increase. So we'll have 3 single crochet between the increases. Then the next row will be no increases. The row after that will be 4 single crochet between the increases. After that, none. After that, 5 single crochet between the increases, over and over until you have either 100 stitches or 80 stitches in the round. So I'm going to continue to work in this fashion until I have something. I'll be right back. Okay, so I wound up finishing with 10 single crochet between the increases, and I have 96, not 100. Close enough. If I go any further, it will go beyond 100, and I don't think it's going to make that much difference in size. With adding more, it would just be 2 rows of single crochet taller. So it's not that much of a difference. So let's finish this off. Now I'm certain that with most patterns, it's up to the creator to embellish it how they wish. So, because there are no instructions as to embellishments, probably because it's assumed that you know what you want to do. So here's what I'm going to do. This is my first stitch of the round, and I'm going to go ahead and work through both loops. I'm going to slip stitch and chain 4, yarn over, skip the next stitch, and in the next stitch over, I'm going to work 1, chain 1, work 1 double crochet. I'm sorry, what did I do there? That was not a double crochet. Skip, there we go. Okay, I'm going to make a row of fillet so that I have something to pull a drawstring through to close it. Chain 1, skip 1, work a double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, work a double crochet. Now, did they have double crochet back then? I honestly do not know. I really, truly don't. If we're talking about the very beginning origins of crochet in France, and not the origins, but I don't even know quite how to word it. I guess the origins of published written patterns. Maybe they did not, but we're going to embellish it our way. Modern meets nearly 200 years ago. But maybe they did, and I just don't have a clue what it was called. So this is what I'm going to do all around, and I will be back whenever I get back around to the beginning, and then we will work on some embellishments. Okay, worked my last double crochet, chain 1. I'm going to skip the last stitch, slip stitch in the 3rd, chain up. Now I'm going to go ahead and, should I? It would probably move better if I didn't. I was going to say, I think I'll do a round of slip stitches or single crochet, but I think that this will move better if it doesn't have a stiff row of single crochet or slip stitches at the top. So I'm going to leave it like this. Okay. Now, first things first, I want to make a tassel for the bottom, but I need to sew this shut. Or actually, I'll do that whenever I do the tassel. Okay, we know I'm really bad at tassels, so here we go. So I'm going to use some gold lame along with this to, you know what, I might just make a gold lame tassel. Yes. So I'm going to take something here, measures about 4 inches. Oh, I guess I didn't show you that very well. There we go. It measures 4 inches. And I'm just going to wrap this around over and over and form my tassel this way. So I will be right back. Okay, so I have made my terrible tassel. So what I'm going to do now is bring it through the bottom. Oh, it's terrible tassel. I sure hope you guys don't judge me for my tassels. They are bad. I don't know what I'm doing with tassels, y'all. Okay, and I'm going to tie my tail of the start of my work to the tail of the tassel. It's a tail of a tassel. Once upon a time. Okay, just make a few knots. There we go. How bad is that? Oh, look at that. Anyways, okay, so there is my tassel. I will weave in all of these ends in the end. Oh, look, the tassel it's crying. It's shedding. Okay, I'm going to use the gold lame to also make a simple cord, but it's not really going to be a cord. It's just going to be some single crochets, really and truly. So I'm going to use my same hook. This tassel is, or this lame is very fine, but I'm just going to chain a lot of stitches. I don't know exactly how many. And then I'm going to come back and do one single crochet down. Okay, I will be back. Okay, so it's just one row of single crochet. And I'm going to just pick a spot, any spot, and start weaving through. Like that. This will be easier if I threaded it through. Yes. I was worried one row of single crochet wouldn't be enough, but it would seem it's plenty. I was considering doing 2. And I made this about 17 inches long. And it's not quite long enough, but that's because I want it to cinch as it's doing. There we go. So this is going to be the oldest thing I ever made as far as a pattern goes. And if you're making it with me, it'll be the oldest thing you ever made too. There we go. Perfect. Okay. And there we have it. So I'm going to tie this at the top here. That way it can go around the wrist, you know? So I will tie these here. And there we are, little bag. So what do we think? Besides, my lame is just shedding. That's a shame. I'll have to take a lighter to the tips or something. Because, yeah, it's just, my lame is shedding. Look at this. I don't know if you can see the glitter. It's just shedding. So I need to do something about that. But isn't this nice? And you can just open it, put your things. I need to weave in my ends, but let's see, what would I put in here? So can put my little lipstick and what else? I guess a lip balm. You never can be without enough lip balms. And what else? Oh, well, no. My keys, yeah, my keys will go in there. My lipstick, my lip balm, and my keys. There we go. Oops. You stay put. Looks like a little radish. If I made this red, that's what I would call it, the little radish bag. Oh, I do like that. Yes, I do. So you guys, let me know what you think. The next pattern, we'll make in another video. So this was the French pattern. I'll hold the French pattern up for you to see. And then all of those words if you want to read. Please go check out her vlog. It is a very good read. Let's see here. Here are those instructions. If you want to pause your screen and write these down. Okay, and then let's look at this one more time. Isn't that neat? The nail that the soldiers would use, and then the old crochet hooks that would allow for gauge. The reason I know it allowed for gauge, tension is because that's what it said in the article or in the blog. All right, check out that link down below. I will see you guys in the next video for our next oldest crochet patterns that ever existed. Bye.